Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is June the 10th, and it is really kind of nice outside. It's kind of a nice reprieve still from the heat, and I am up early again, and I have absolutely no control of my hands. I've started playing ukulele and a couple other instruments, and my hands are really sore, so I'm dropping the cards like crazy. So I'm not going to shuffle much longer. And so let's pick our card of the day. All right, here we go. See if I can even hold the card up. Here we go. Four of Rods. So I really like this card because it is so peaceful to me. And I love that she uses I want to mention the Sakki-Sakki Tarot deck. If this is the first one you're watching this month, that's the tarot deck that we're using. So Four of Rods, and there are some little symbols down here. They're kind of hard to see because they're a real light color, but she uses this super faint sort of lavender color, but then accents it with this orange, kind of pinks and oranges, and it's so cool. The rods themselves are kind of that birch tree look. They're white, and I love how like there's this sort of canopy above it as well, because and I gotta see, there doesn't seem to be people in this one. Usually there's people in the Four of Rods, and they're very happy, joyous people. In this case, it looks like a little town, like a little village. It's probably a happy little village. I feel very Bob Ross on that one. Happy little village, happy little trees, happy little leaves, happy little Four of Rods. Everything about the Four of Rods is about kind of finding that balance, finding that stability in life. So it's stability, it's relaxation, it's comfort. It's also kind of that being able to build a strong structure so you can grow further. Because without a strong structure, you can't grow. So I look at this in a way of like, did you have a really healthy childhood? Did you have do you have a good job now? And do you have, all of those kind of the pyramid of things? You'll forgive me, I don't remember the name of the pyramid. If somebody wants to leave it in the comments, that's great. Um, the pyramid of what we need in life to be comfortable, and these are the kind of those four things that we need. Do you have security? Do you have food? Do you have comforts that are all your needs met? So if you're in a good relationship, you have a good job, you're financially stable, you've got a house that you're comfortable in, you've got a car or a means of transportation that you're comfortable with, there isn't chaos right in your backyard or in your heart, then that's the Four of Rods. It's just happy. It's just good. And I love when this card comes up in a reading, especially if there are other cards in there that are like, whoa, you've had some stuff hit you. And it's like, look, you get a reprieve. Look, it's going to be okay for a little bit. And also, it's a little reassuring to have it be like, I guess that the bad things were helping to build that structure. Sometimes you got to break a few eggs, so to speak, so that you can have better things in the long run. So if things were hard, and it could be as simple as, you just finished finals and that was a nightmare, but you passed and everything is great now and you can move on. Or you had all these job interviews and you finally got a job that you really, really like. So those are the kinds of things that I look for in a reading, and then I like to see this one, and it shows that they get a reprieve and they get to kind of grow from those things. I want to go into some of the little symbols that are on this one. I do recognize that one of the symbols is Venus and the other one is Aries. Look at that. I know both of those this time. I'm getting a little better with my zodiac signs because, I haven't used the cheat sheet today. I do have it in front of me, though, just in case. So Aries, of course, is fire sign, which rods are fire. So that relates. And to me, kind of Aries is about kind of pushing onward, pushing and growing. They're a little more forceful, but it has to do with that growth process. Venus is to me, again, that's kind of that maternal, that comfort. those kinds of ideas where things are okay. And I look at Venus, well, yes, Venus is very much that goddess of kind of that sexual love and sexual energy. She's also very maternal. So if you've got this very maternal energy, it's sort of, come and sit in mother's lap and be comfortable sort of feeling with this card. And going back to the childhood and having a good childhood and a healthy relationship with the maternal in your life, those things do tie into this card. So I think it's kind of cool to have Venus and Aries in here. The two symbols don't really have a lot to do with each other that I know of in zodiac, because I don't think the planet Venus is in any way related to Aries, other than, they did have a tryst at one point if you look into mythology. So there is that, but but other than that, I don't feel like there's a big relationship. um Aries again is a fire sign, rods of fire. This is probably one of the more peaceful cards in the rods. Usually rods are not necessarily violent in the sense of like how swords are violent, but they're active. So like most of the cards, you'll see the rods are moving or have that look of moving, or the people in them are moving or look like they're about to move. So that's what's also very interesting about this card, is as you go through and you look at each suit individually as like kind of that adventure story, like we talked about the major arcana and the fool and his journey, the the suits also kind of have this journey that happens with them. So you start with the aces and then you move on and you make decisions based on the pros and cons of this project, and then you give things a try, and it's the trial and error and the threes, and then you kind of reach a point where everything is kind of stabilized. Cool. Now your question with this card should be, are you completely happy where you are, or are you actually building a good base? Because that's the second part to this, is build that big base and build that good structure and then move on. The other card that's in the suit is the 8. 8 is usually kind of chaotic, but it's the same sort of energy, because again, what is, 8 is double of 4. So 8s are often you took that next step, you're at that next level, but now it's going to get harder. It's like the next level in a video game. So this would be the level in the video game where you finally collected all of the things you need. You've gone through the tutorials, you've gone through the collecting all of the items for your journey. I think about like Legend of Zelda and some of the other games where you've got to like collect your sword and your shield and your bow and your things, so that when you go off on your adventure, you're already ready for anything. So, and if you screw up this part of the game, everything else is going to be awful and more difficult. So that's what this is. Finding that structure, finding that calm in the chaos. So I kind of hope that with this, people do find today a bit of calm in the chaos. It is the middle of the week, so it's a good card to have for a Wednesday. It's a good card to have to like kind of chill out before the weekend and chill out before any adventures that may come. I want to go a little bit into this card with the color scheme of it too, because I'm just now looking at how it really is so muted, except for there's these bright, bright greens. I don't know how it comes out on the screen, but there's these bright greens in that little village. Oh, that's actually kind of coming out good. So it's such a cute little village in the background. I will again kind of lead the video with a picture of this card so you can see it. And I really think that this is so interesting that she didn't put the people in, she put the village. So when I see the people in this, it's usually like either a family or a couple, or sometimes it's kind of obscure who the people are, but they're kind of a community or they're in some sort of relationship with each other and it's happy. I really like that it's a village in this one, because it takes away kind of it's an individual thing. It's my relationship with my spouse. It's my relationship with my children. It's my relationship with my job. It takes away kind of that individual piece and makes it's our relationship with our community is what goes into this card. So that's kind of cool. I really like that. That's different. And I think almost, dare I say it, better than some of the other ones. But that's just my opinion. If you have any questions about this card or any of the other cards that I've read, please feel free to leave a comment down below. In the description also, you'll find my website, which is a great place to book an appointment if you want to do a tarot reading via online. I do most of them online at this point just because everybody seems to be much happier and safer with that, whether or not it has to do with the virus. So do check that out. And if you are interested in any of the books that I have, those are also on my website. I also have quite a few other videos that are on my YouTube channel. Some have to do with belly dance, some have to do with my storytelling, all kinds of fun stuff. Please enjoy and have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday and a wonderful rest of your week. Please enjoy the weather while you can before it gets too hot. I know here where I'm at, it's going to get really hot really soon. So I'm definitely going to enjoy the outside today. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye!